So I've heard that not everybody, or actually hardly anybody, enjoys the local government fun fact segment. So we're going to try to end the year with something that might be a little bit interesting. So here we go. So I don't have the clicker. Diego, can you just fast forward it? Oh, there we go. Okay. So did you know that Mr. Stanley Clark Meston, who was born here in Oxnard in 1910, yes, Mr. Mayor, he was your high school classmate?
No, that was
I've seen the picture. He designed this. And I'm going to run the risk of saying, isn't it the letter M? And I think everyone will find this fascinating, except I guess maybe not nutritionists. Diego, I have it now. Next slide. So the person who designed this logo, which is obviously still around, was born here in Oxnard. So here's the impact. It's in 114 countries, and last count, I think there are just under 200 countries around the world. Here in California alone, 1,300 McDonald's. I don't know if it's been a while, but I don't know if anyone ever took the time to see Super Size Me. It's a fascinating documentary. So many correlating cultural things that come out of this. Some good things like the Ronald McDonald House, and some bad things like the infamous California McMansions, which is, I get to bring that back around to homelessness. Here we are. So, and at last count, there are, we believe, 7 here in Oxnard, we think. Somebody here knows. So there's your interesting fun fact. The person who designed the letter M logo, was born here in Oxnard. And that's all I have.
Thank you. Any speakers on this item? They should bring any McDonald's with you.
Mayor Zaragoza, there's no speakers virtually or in person for this item.
Councilman Perillo.
Yes, I'd like to say that at least for this particular city council member, the city manager's update on this section of the city council meeting has been extremely interesting to me. I know it has caused some people some real upset, indigestion. One of the things that came up that really blew me away was how the local schools stacked up against each other, and ours didn't have a lot to brag about. Some of the other things were the comparison to cities. People make assumptions of how much money it takes and what qualifies as an average income in the various communities. How much streets are paved in various cities. Oxnard doesn't have to hang its head. And I am often accused of, putting too much praise on a city manager. I've never worked with anybody else on the council or city management or neighborhood council that has pointed out the things that need to be pointed out, making change and trying to get something to educate people. It's easy to song and dance, but to bring something to somebody's attention that they don't like it because it doesn't fit, the shoes are a little too tight, the pants are a little too tight, whatever it is, facts are facts, evidence is evidence, and when it's brought to the attention of the public, hopefully it makes a change in the positive direction. I've already received feedback from people in various school districts. They didn't like what they saw. They investigated on their own and they found out it was accurate. I appreciate our city manager putting accurate, public, current information up for the public to do with what they want. Thank you. That's my comment.
Thank you. And I also like to share that I think those fun facts are educational, number one. Number two, and I think a lot of people don't realize some of the things that have happened in Oxnard and so forth. But I think, and I want to share it over and over again, that I believe that we have probably one of the best city council members that I've worked with, even though he says that McDonald's went back to 1910, but I've worked with a lot of city councils and also a lot of agencies, and I believe we have one of the best, and one of the best teams, executive teams that our city manager and our directors are, and our employees here in Oxnard. And of course, you're always going to have the percentage that don't care what happens. They'll never be happy. Whatever, there's only that percentage that happens, but we never hear about the 98% of the people that know that we're doing good. We never hear about that. It's the same way with the newspaper. If something happens, somebody gets killed or whatever, it's headlines. But nobody says how great the city's doing or how great the employees or our police department or public works department is doing. We don't hear that, but I think those fun facts are good. And thank you so much for that.